That's cool. Connection. Blackout. Yeah! Called it. Everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we are here taking a look at &TEAM's track Under the Skin. We have a music video, an extended music video, and a dance practice to look at. Yes, there's a choreo version, I know this, but I do prefer a fixed cam so I can really see all the beauty of the transitions in the visual that a lot of times people who go to concerts would be able to see. And this is a Patreon request. Shout out to Lauren for the request. This is going to be one of 3 &TEAM analysis that I will be tackling this month, which makes my heart soar. I loved looking at a couple of their other tracks already, both from Jay and from Lauren, and they both are providing some more &TEAM to my schedule, which is 0 issues with me. I also know this is the debut track, technically, of &TEAM, so I know that going in. This is going to be great. Let's go ahead and get started. So they're gonna be like showing us a whole movie at some point. This is just a music video. Waltz, of course. The uncurling was nice. I really like the repeat on that a lot. The range is so captivating. It's dangerous to swim all by yourself. Don't hide. I feel like this is all gonna connect in this extended film that we're gonna watch soon. Bruh, off the top. That's gonna be a no for me, dog. Is he just gonna... That's cool with the moon. That's cool. Connection. Blackout. Yeah! Called it. Ooh, let's go. Ooh, see, okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Going back though, like real quick. This whole little, this right here, please tell me it don't look like no sci-fi like book you get at the store, you know, where it's like a series where it's like Dark Moon, and then the next one is like Howling Earth or something, and there's like it's fantasy world. It feels like that, and I wonder if that was the intention. I understand the lore is they are wolves, and I think that's cool, werewolves, and I do find it fun that in Hyphen there's a lot of overlap between Team and in Hyphen on survival show stuff. So this I know, and in Hyphen their lore is like the vampire side. Okay, we have this film that we're looking at, so I guess it's going to provide more context going into what we just watched, which I'm totally here for. Ready. So he's looking about as sad as he did the first time. Now the question is, what is happening here? Are they going to give me more context? Conveniently lying down on a pile of rubble, not impaled, but just very, very beat up, probably going to die. And who is that, if anybody could tell me? Is he a member? To look after the pups. So I guess he's our leader, this guy right here. Maybe because he's giving this pep talk, like he's has to take the reins. I just want to know the connection between this guy and our member here. Ah, so we're declaring that there's a world that in Hyphen and Team are in the same world is what it feels like, isn't it? I don't think he really dies. I'm so curious about this guy, though. I'm so excited for the commentary on that. K. I'd be so annoyed if I'd be calling somebody's name like, yeah, thank you. I'd be so annoyed like that. I was like, yo, okay, I've been calling you for like 3 to 5 business days. Let's go. If you're late, that's not my problem. So there's these lamps that are cool. That I hope they show in the dance practice. Because if not, we'll have to watch the choreo version. And it keeps yelling for him. Just walk over. Interesting trace choice was that. Oh, those are some dapper uniforms. Come on. I'm excited to watch the choreo as a fixed camp for this. We just said parkour off a freaking crate. Let's go. Cool. Yo, that was giving low-key, BTS did a photo shoot on a train or crates like that. It was during it was either Run, I Need You, or War of Hormone. I don't know which one, but it was giving, I guess the stripes reminded me of War of Hormone, but I know they did like a whole little crate photo shoot at some point. It gave like a very similar vibe in a really cool way. Like, I like seeing it. A little fishy in the water. So he's walking up. Are we gonna have more context here? I'm still thinking about the guy in the very beginning. Am I just blind and he's in the group and I just don't know who he is? But I'm assuming he's dead or he's not an actual member of the group because we've just established a storyline of our leader or whoever this guy is being passed on from our guy right here. Now he needs to, like, I need to have closure. He's still alive in this camera shot. So I hate to say this, but he needs to, like, I need to see him, you know, be dead for me to know, okay, he's dead. Do you know what I'm saying? And it feels like, I don't know. I have so many questions. I know y'all are gonna help me immensely, which I appreciate. Or if Team, you're watching this, help us sister out. I need to know. And throw in a couple spoilers too for my peace of mind. It said, I'm right here. Kronos, I'm right here. Yeah, so there's like little Easter eggs of the phrase, I'm right here. There it is, right? Taki. He's gonna draw it in the desk. Now that's real, especially in America. Yeah, you get that a lot. I'm right here. So if anybody could tell me what that means, is that something that they've said throughout their survival show? Oh. Or I guess they just said it, so I guess that answers my question, huh? Run. And they're like, oh, hi, connection. Are they going to do the black ad again or cut to a new shot? I don't know. I don't know. There's still more. They're going to cut to a new shot. Ready for more. Thank you. What are we looking at, fellas? A wolf? A vampire? A girl! Yeah. Don't trust her. She's by herself on a road alone. She could be a serial killer. And we said, let's approach. What was that? The little bats, okay. We have a book. And what is this? Great question. An invitation to our bloody birthday party. In all English. Was that in hyphen? Because one of them looked familiar, because they show up on my shorts sometimes. That was in hyphen. That just had a little cameo in this music video, wasn't it? She just got on this bus, God knows where it's going, to the bloody birthday party maybe, with the bats. Oh, we're running. Lord. Okay. And that little ending sounds like it's the end of like a news broadcast. Ooh is right, of course, and then it goes into whatever. Okay. Question time, party of me. Yes, I am a dancer. We're gonna get to the choreo at some point. Yes, it is! Come on, like, I think it's this dude right here. I've seen his face, and maybe it's because this is the only one in the front, but he's got a different patch. They have a different patch on. Yeah. Ooh boy. Look at that. That's so fascinating. Or hold on. Are they all wearing the same ties? It looks like it. Okay. And then you have your members that they're all wearing these outfits. Notice they're like all gray with the orange and the black. Okay, cool. We're here for this. I'm digging this. I know there's probably so much context. I'm going out of order. These are Patreon requests, so they'll help us this out. Y'all will help me out. It'll be great. Now we're here for this. This is the fixed cam dance practice. I have loved watching Team's fixed cams. They're so captivating. They're beautiful to watch. I'm excited to be just taken aback and to front by this. Let's freaking go. Little Pac-Man. Huh, interesting. That was nice. Nice for the assist on that too. Nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice. And this is all connected now. There's no break in it. Ooh, that was a fun finish. That was like legit. Oh man. Okay. I will say there's a chance I may watch the choreo version and do like a little overview at the end, but we're going to actually go over the schema of it all here if y'all are okay with it. So stick around. I will watch the choreo because there's a chance that they showcase the lights and some of the angles. Like there's some aerial shots in the MV that I think really showcase some of these moments more effectively than a fixed cam shot, which is interesting to say. Okay, here we go. The subtlety right here of just having the head come up looks really, really nice. Then you have the switch up, of course, and the only person that doesn't move is your direct center. So he's the only one that hasn't moved. They, of course, drop their level, and then you have your 4 up. They come up. And then we already have some mirroring going on, at least in the Kinesphere exploration. If one of them reach up, I would say he has something going for him over here, but nothing super crazy. Okay, from here, not really doing anything. It's a bleed from the outside to inside. So I just caught it mid-transition. My bad there, but I really like that choice. Boom, boom, boom. It's mirrored, but you still have some individuality, at least in what's going on in the torso. But the lengthening and the dynamic that they're going for is the same, which is nice. So he goes, he turns to roll the back. Somebody else comes out. Boom, boom. He peeks over out of curiosity, which is nice. So I like the performance quality of the conversation and how they're setting it up. Looks really fun. And the slow motion is really nice coming out of this, which is cool. One more time, we go, we slide it in, which is good. And they go, they run, knee, picking up the feet, and we drop it down. Really nice to see with the elbows, with the head, the fringe. I'm so glad they all had their hair down for this, because part of the aesthetic of what makes this look really cool is the fact their fringe all like frantically hops around throughout the course, especially. Really, really nice. And they come up, some tension there. I like where they go up, they boom, they hit with the bass going on with the fist. It's not really a bass, it's that sound, and there's a residual that happens at the end of it. So they had this extra, they turned this fist into a fixed point that they moved around with their body. So that's what gave that heaviness impression, because they used a fist instead of a hand, which I really liked. That was cool. Very nice. Then they go, oh, oh. So I like going out in. Notice they reestablish those hands back into those fists on this moment, which is nice. The subtlety, boom, boom. We go, we push it out. We go back in. Nice tension on the bookends on here. Framing it around accordingly. Having your center, living it up with some tension. This bass, boom, boom, double. And then they speed change it to progress it further. Really nice to see. And if you were curious as to what this logo is right here, boom, that is your center. So that's what we would call that. It's your little marking right there. Let's go. Shout out to the New Balances too. Great shoe. Fantastic arch support. So I will always advocate for a good New Balance shoe. Then we go. He goes, boom. He has his pulse, boom, nice chest pop. Oh, oh, branching it around. The pull is nice. So he goes a little toe heel, probably just to reset him. We're getting a little bit closer to the front without readjusting his foot. So I like that with the reach is nice. Then right there, the subtlety, that boom, we literally just shifted over into the verse, which is really cool. He grabs and then he just walks away. That was really cool, actually. I kind of prefer the anticlimactic perspective because it's dropped into the verse from a really powerful beginning or intro, which is cool. So then you have your first reveal. Sorry, it's not your first reveal. First reveal of the verse. Then he goes, we have another partner work going on. So they go away, da-da-da. So I like the countering of what's going on with our arms and our hands. It's really nice to see. He goes dee-dee-dee, and then we go and we hinge it or shift it over to our respective side, to our left side, and then dee-tie. So he reaches up, and then he has some subtlety, dropping it down, a subtle head ISO to complement that. Then he pulls it around, similar to, not quite the fixed point hinge over, but this one's a little bit more forceful on a sweep. with my feature over here. It's really nice to see, and it was very complimentary to our other feature. I like the force, that nice crispness on the tail end, looks great. Good tension on the press, and they pull away, and he runs away, which is nice. He has this moment that, and he goes, bye-bye, new feature. Then right here, the type of footwork that you see here is called a Pac-Man, and so you see something that looks really similar to that, which is a bedrock, but it's a bleed down from the ball of the foot to the heel. But here, it's just a switch and alternating between the heel and the toe, respectively, on each foot. So that's what that would be called, a Pac-Man, right? I think that's what it is. Yeah, I like that. Dee-dee-dee-dee. So that crisp sound that you keep hearing with this residual out of it, I like that we have these moments where that da-da-da-da running the syllables, and then we have this crash, this speed change in different ways than how you would normally expect them to do it. Normally you would see them slow down the legs, but instead they actually slow down the upper body to make it feel more full. So that's a really cool choice. And then your feature was the only one who wasn't moving in that moment until this little extra pulse that just took place there. So I like the opposition too of this transition with this little march presenting to our respective corners, and you have your feature still in center. It feels like he's really reaching to one of the groups, which is cool. And then having your hands nice and folded over with intention looks great. He pulls away, da-da-da. So I like that little pull away where they take the elbow, make that its own moment. And then we accent down. Then you have your outsides come up, that dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. So I like that choice going from back, middle, and then to the front. So what I mean by that would be that's your first group, second, third. I think is what happened, right? Let me double check that. Yeah. So it goes the back eyes and then the front. And then he does subtlety, night. And then they had a little delayed bass they came out of that. Let's see. Yep. Na-na-na, boom. So they hit the bass right after. That's cool. Instead of going da-da-da-da-da-da-da tonight. Oof, it's nice. I love the subtlety and the delay. It's very intentional. Then we walk, there's our circle, we go, great range on the arm to branch it over to the other side. Then you have his arm, beautiful, where he goes and just has the subtlety with his hand. Then the reach arounds are super nice. Yeah, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, very clean ripple. This is a very clean group. And so I'm looking forward to seeing more, because I know I have 2 more just this month to get to appreciate with their discography. And they're 3 for 3 on decent tracks too. I really like Firework. I think it's still my preference out of all of them. But I do like this one for what it is. It does hit that part of my brain. It just hits that scratch of that Avril Lavigne angsty era for me, and so I'm always respectful of that type of vibe for sure, which is fun. Then the turn back in, da 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 da, boom, nice accent up. Then he goes. Now, what I find interesting about that was that you have half of your group stay up and they're just looking down with the head. So it's a level formation or drop. But what made it feel like, being honest, is that it felt incomplete. Like we missed these guys right here because it was so subtle in the back based on the height differences in which we saw right there. So it's not even a note or critique. It's just an observation of it, that part, because he threw it around. My expectation would be they would refold down, but they didn't. But I do like the visual that came out of it. So I highly respect the perspective here. It's really nice. It's different, right? Da-da-da, down the pull, and then they go and they counter it, which is cool. So they go from one side, and then they take the formation, they shift it to the other side. Really nice. Then the rotation with the good old knee slide never hurt. Well, it can hurt you, but I like seeing it here. In this right here, you have the subtlety with the hand coming up, and he takes his energy up, da-da-da, with the push, which is also really nice. That G, and I like the punch coming out of it with the turn. And then your tension right here, and then they pull. So there's a lot of these. Our head is secondary, and either our sternum or our hands or other parts of our body are guiding our direction, and our head is going to be something that's yanked. It's not something pulled, but it's something that's being put without preparation, so it gives this impression of like a Raggedy Ann doll, right? It's very doll-like in that sense, which is really cool. The tension, that click, and I love the quickness of that level change, which was really cool. Then it goes skate. Whoa, Jess, stay in your lane. We're just talking about dance. Your voice is not there right now. Where they go, and it's a trace through the fingers. It's not just a slide, but we're twinkling through. So I really like that. It's nice. Yeah, so go skin, reset with the, so they have the knee to providing and making it feel like it's going further than it actually is. I think this is fixed pointed is what it feels like, and everything else is revving to the respective side and then resetting, and that's what gives the illusion. But let's look. No, sorry. So there's like this subtle pull, but there's not moving so far. It's definitely, there's an effort being put in to kind of keep it in the general space that it's at. But, you know, I digress. It's grid energy day, nice with the throw with the head back. And they pull back in, and I love this extra push over to the side. Then it goes swish. I love that accent, super cool. Body roll is nice. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, that's also really fun. And it goes in, boom, do-doon, we drop. Now this is pretty much the exact same course that we end up seeing again. So anything that I missed the first time, hopefully I'll catch the second time. Great on the transitions too, how they're getting from feature to feature is very well done. I haven't really been catching how they're doing it, which means it is very seamless in how they're integrating it into the content. So that's very nice. I like this hover over. I will say I really love the aerial shot from the corner on that because you can really appreciate everybody in the depth of that formation. You can really only see that front line really do it well, but everybody can do it well, and that's what makes it cool. So they drop it down. I like how he goes and he makes an extra step out of it. So he adds this little hinge to himself, my feature, like everybody else is hinged over, and then they speed change it. Really fun. Then they drop to the floor, good knee accent. They shoot that leg out. They throw that head in opposition and make it feel more full because it is. And then having your feature come up, and then he throws that hand down to get everybody to reset up to the top. That one more. And so they go out, they bring it in, taking this arm, making it a nice little trace to bring it to the inside. And then you have your knees, have a good sense of isolation, or we would call that articulation, so the separation of movements. But I like to call it more isolation than anything on that part. And then there's that accent, of course, little fringe has its moment too. And it goes one more time. Now that was a bedrock, so you notice that the footwork's slightly different. So if you've ever covered this and you see these look similar, like the Pac-Man I talked about earlier and this move, they're not. Notice how it's the exact thing that I had mentioned. You're rolling through the ball of the foot down into the heel doing when you do a bedrock, but when you do a Pac-Man, you do not do that. You just switch from a step. So from a full step down, and then you have one part of your leg up or one part of your foot up like the other. So from here, oh my God, and all that to say, I didn't even catch the right part. Hold on. Yeah, that one more time. Nice to see, cool. And the pulls is nice, so it goes pull, and so they keep it. My group over here on stage, right? They keep it and they hold it, and then we add on, or we're continuing the movement on our stage left side. That was really cool, because what happened is you had one group break away, right? Then you had, so they held, they continued, so they never stopped. They held, and then they added back in. So that was really cool. It definitely felt like we're here, and then we went back and grabbed our group. I like that. You don't see that format as often as you see an add-on, and then you cut it off, and then you go into something else. That was really fun. Let's see, we gotta appreciate it again. Yeah, all that right there. Just bleed, the da-da, and then they join back in there. And moving on, one more time. In this world, we drop down, and then you have your accent there. He untwinkles his hand. He doesn't curl it. It's nice. And they come up. Notice when they come up, what's initiating? The upper back, not the head. So this gives that sense. Doesn't it remind you whenever you see a pup being carried, it's like the back of their neck and their head's kind of downcast like that? Some of that imagery could be in play here because a lot of them redeemed the pups based on the storyline that was established in the beginning, which is cool. But I don't know if that was the choreographer's like conscious thought in doing that. But that's what impression it gives me, which I don't mind. I think it's really fun. But we go, moving on from there. He brushes it away. I don't know if that was just to fix his shirt or what, but that was a nice little angsty moment. He has this moment right here, traveling back. Everyone's getting into a straight column. He goes and resets his hair. I know those fans, if that is your bias, you probably swooned. I'm so happy for you. Way to go. And right here, the meltdowns are nice. I love the mirroredness of it. It's balanced as well. He comes up, and I like how he melts into it. Time, I think, is what he's talking about, right? So if you look here, you have it even to the rotation of the upper back is facing us. It looks great. I love these corners that are explored. Looks nice. I like the reach up. You have equal flexibility going on in the shoulders, which is nice. I would say he's a little bit more in front than my other guy, but it still looks really, really nice. And then you have your center. He's grabbing taking the risks and talking about time, and he's the only one looking at us, so it makes us want to watch him. Always fun, good to see. Then he throws it away. Then there's that tension. It drops out a little bit, so it's just his tone. So I love that little reach. Not the first time we've seen the reach, but first time with him, at least in this moment in verse 2. And then at time he pulls away. Then you have somebody revealed from the back, so they're down on the ground, and it's still mirrored. But how it's mirrored is very fascinating because you have multiple diagonals or directions being showcased here. Not many people are facing straight front except for your main feature. Not only that, you have my guy right here is facing a little bit more front. Is he supposed to? Part of my gut tells me he's supposed to be more diagonal, but we pick our battles. It's nothing crazy. He ends up doing it mighty fine after. So he does this nice little angsty walk. So they're going and they're resetting. Now he's in the corner. You notice that? So they're all nice and sat, ready to go, pressed up against their partner. They go and they lay down, which is nice. I wonder if their back pops when they do that. I know mine probably would. And then from there, they do a little tabletop. So they thrust the hips to help push the momentum for them to get up in a bridge recover with. So it's like an assisted bridge recover for the most part, which is actually kind of cool. I don't mind it. I like the directions on this. This is perfect for a tour or a concert spot where they have that little island or that runway kind of vibe with that big square in the center of the space, the stadium space. This is a really good choreo for that because all your fans will be able to see a member on all sides, which is really fun. So I love choreo like that. The pull down, so that was really nice where you have your feature and then they fold down to Z-sits facing towards the inside of the, just inside of the square that's been made, but now it's a circle where they're going through. Look, the pulls, and then we da-da-da, and it resets down, which is cool, and the lunges, and then we're all facing different directions. So we have corners represented in our sides, so it's very nice, and I think those who like geometry would probably feel really happy with this formation structure, because it's deep. You have so many different sides represented, which is really nice. He comes up, good angsty moment, he does a little with the head, come on now. Da, 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 da. I like the crispness of that is fun. It goes high, low, and I like the accent on the tail end of that. Hitting it through, I love that with the opposition. So they learn the same choreo, they're just facing different directions, which is why it's giving the opposite effect, right? Where you have, it's kind of going like that versus them doing the same direction, right? It's cool, I like it. Your feature's still featuring in the center, like the pull there with your little accent. Then you have this little look through and he knocks it in the bottom corner. Does a little subtle look there too before moving on. Yeah, I think it felt like a little wave, didn't it, into a knock. Let's go. It goes, and we move over to the side. Don't care. I like how we all push back just a smidge for that. Then it's the chorus. He has this moment. It's really angsty. Yeah, ding, 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 ding. All syncopated with the arms. These arms remind me a lot of like what Franklin Yu would do, or Chun-Li, but mostly Chun-Lin, but mostly Franklin. I've seen him do a lot of that on this type of percussion, which is really fun. That break is nice, so they break from the clump into a bigger formation. So that's what I like the wordplay here. They did it through transition. And that's why I like watching fixed cams, because those little moments you wouldn't have caught if it was a performance version, because they would have cut to a new angle, so our brain has to reset and redigest our information. The pulls are fun. So it's the same thing as what we've already kind of seen. I will say this is just one thing, and who freaking cares my opinion on it, but it is something that I have thought of when I see this. Again, repeating it twice is cool. And we already did it the first time, but because we're seeing it in the exact same format the second time, just like they did in the very beginning where they just had every other person switch, they could have done a skin. And then on the second one, they switch the levels but still keep your feature up. I think that would have tied in the beginning intro really, really well in the second course if they did that. So what I mean is that these 4 would go up on the second skin, not in this course specifically. And then these 4 would go to match what they're doing. Does that make sense? But we're about to look and try to remember what they end up doing after this. Oh yeah, absolutely. They could have totally pulled that, in my honest opinion. It just would have been hard on the bodies, but that transition is just hard in and of itself. So we could add a little bit more complexity. I think that's my one note that I would give that. But that's such a preference thing. It's not even a note, it's just an observation. That little skin part was cool, but I felt like there was something missing, and that could be what that thing is for me personally, with somebody who really appreciates levels, formation, staging, and spacing respectively. But just nice. I like the reach out, boom, boom. I like the look at the hand, and they go in, out, boom, click, click. I like the choice of how clean and readable that is. It's something so nice that I'm seeing from and Team, and I've seen it from a lot of groups too, but it's nice to see, and I do like their discography, so I think that's what makes it be viewed kinder in that sense. If the synchronicity is really captivating, so we can see how readable some of our choices are. This is really, really nice. And they reset out, and notice that now this claw that's happening over on everybody's left side, our right that we're looking at, is fixed pointed, meaning that it's stuck in that space, and then they're moving the body to complement it, and then they took it, dropped it down and back up, which is cool. Then I like this choice here. We've hovered it across. I think it's a different feature this time, and he brings the arm over versus being in the center. He's over on the side. Maybe it's the same feature. Don't quite know. I don't know them, so I'm so sorry. The reach is fun and the pull is fun. Time, done, one more time. And that's really nice. I do think spacing is a smidgen off. I think my guy over on stage left is a little too far out, but whatever. It's literally like not even a thing. I could care less. It's so small. That's not going to do anything. World. I like that. We all drop down. Notice some are hinging a little bit more, or they're letting their head drop a little bit more than others. So that would be my little note on the cleanliness side. Now, I don't give that note to all groups, but groups that have showcased a heavy degree of synchronicity as one of their captivating qualities, I do tend to look at the micro cleaning moments of it, because I love, and the beauty of being able to appreciate a in-sync group is the beauty of doing things together. It's just so captivating in its own right, like a really cool concept would be for others. Does that make sense? So I do like being able to talk about it, and it's very minimal, a lot of my notes that I give when I notice these little differences. So, you know, you would look here, he matches my guy right here, and my guy right here, but not my guy right here. Do you see what I'm saying? The curve is off. So yeah, you could chalk it up to height, but I do think more of it has to do with the curve of the spine is what I'm clocking more than anything. So that would be a little note. If I wanted this group to be known for synchronicity and I was the performance director, I'd be cleaning stuff like that. But I just got lucky, and I have it paused, which is cool. That little angsty moment they're walking, which is cool. This was so cool. I love the natural integration or natural transition into these really cool moments. He's having his angsty moment still, and that boom, 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 boom that you hear, they're grabbing, and I love that. And they're grabbing on the sides, which is cool. Their hands are down, and they go and they reset the arm above. So they had to grab mid, and then they grab above. He has his arm over his mouth, and then they go on the other side. And then there's this little grab down. I wonder who's ticklish, because I bet that would have made them laugh. Now, I used to be ticklish on my back, but I hope you guys have taken time to see that I do in fact have a back tattoo now. It's on my Instagram and it's on my Patreon. I am not ticklish anymore because of just how dauntingly large that tattoo is and how painful it was to get. So that's why I get curious about those things now, because the answer for me would be no. But maybe this time last year it'd be a different answer. I find that'd be funny. I love that right here where they go and they have this diagonal, but they're all looking just subtly different. And he goes, I'm right here. That was a great transition. He had a freaking run just to make it committed and made it feel more believable, which it does. It looks great. I'm right here. And we go. I like that. That switch. So we have this tuck under that hip in order to let that leg stay fixed where it was. So that was nice. I like that choice. And it goes forward, which is really fun. They hit down, which is also a nice little crisscross. And they pull through, save me, angsty fringe toss. And you have the level a little bit lower just to make it easier for us to see our feature, which we always appreciate. Thank you. So then they're off stage getting some agua. And then the pulls are nice. I like what's going on with their feature in center. Somebody in the back going from side to side, and then my guy in front going the opposite. So that's really cool. Showcases depth. And I like the mirroring, at least in the kinesphere choice of how we're reaching up to our outsides. Looks really cool. Not faster, so they go do a little body roll to reset up. Very grounded. They prep it up, which also looks super cool. Then they have our angsty moment, and this part was really nice in the video shot too. Yeah, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. So they go, and I like his accent, his little French toss on that too. and the subtlety going on with everybody else is cool. So then you have, it's pretty, I mean, they did a pretty freaking great job on the spacing of that for one of them not knowing where the other guy's hands are truly on his body. So that's super cool. Love that. That ba-da-da-da, they rotate with the wrist, which is cool. They go down. Then you have break. He goes, he breaks. Then we have this nice moment where freeze, kind of what it feels like. We have our arms up nice and tall, nice lift of the sternum. Then we pull down. When we have our accent over, then you have the skis. Now that is nice. You know why? Because it's not the exact same setup as the first time, right? It's in a circle this time. Then it does feel like we have every other, but because it's a group of 9, what I find interesting is why do we, no, I know why, because they wanted to have it centered here, but what ended up happening is you had your 2 back here. What they should have done, well, no, okay, Jess is thinking, you would have run into this problem no matter what, because you have 2 down, you have my guys down here, 2 guys up, so you're going to be left with it's either both of these guys are up, and you have 4, and then you're tall, or you have a low and a high. What I would have done is I would have moved my guy up. And so it would be 2 talls, and then you have a tall and a tall, and then you would have 4 that are on the ground. So it would still technically be balanced, and then you'd have your featuring in the center. You know, I find that so interesting, those little choices. Like, why did we make this choice when we could have just had one of them be up a little bit more? You know, I just find that interesting. Like, it doesn't bother me. I just find that interesting that we went with this particular choice, you know? And I think that's cool. This is cool to talk about. Nice. And then they go boom, which is also nice. Oh, it could also be when it comes to time, maybe whoever was on the ground, they were on the ground in the previous courses, so it's just easier to set, and they just reblocked it, but they kept the choreo the exact same. It could be that, and if that's the case, work smarter, not harder. They ain't gonna change. They ain't gonna hurt my feelings. The reach is nice. I love the hit with the sustain, and then they drop the knees on the next count. That was nice, and they pull it in. I like how they go. They reach it over to the side. He lifts up a little bit more. Down, which is nice. Dun. They have the arm up, and then they take the hand over, down, up, which is also nice, just like what we've kind of seen already. And then it goes, when you done. So I like this little reset and taking the tension going on with the hand. Looks really nice. 1, 2, and 3, 4. So it's nice and clean to see that one more time. So I like the fold over with the kick is also really, really nice. And it goes one more time. Now what, and I don't know what they were going for this hand. We're about to see though. Let me see. Oh, come on. What's going on? Ah, that's what happened. Yeah. See, I feel like I missed it again. So they drop it down. So it's a little, it showcases like it's little now, right? Yeah. Or maybe they just, some people are just have a loose thumb. It could be that. And it's supposed to be pointed and then you drop it. Oh, that's fun. And they drop down, up, which is really nice. Da-da. So all this is nice. Good levels on this. Once again, looks nice. And they pull through is also nice. So they go and they fold it over the thigh. One more time. I like that little extra tension on the pull out on that. It's fun. That right there, they go swirled, and they sweep it to dropping into a Z sit. So that was really nice. Notice that they have their arm with the assist to allow that to be a little bit more supported, and they're not just dropping to the floor. So that was nice. You have your feature staying up. He reaches up nice and tall, and then they subtly look over their shoulders, and I love how they let the music drop out to let us hear them just die. It's a lot, and they did a fantastic job for what this is. Goodness gracious. Okay, we're going to watch the choreography version. I normally don't when I do, when I just watch stuff nowadays because of the things I've already said. But part of me feels like they're gonna have those lamps in here, aren't they? So we're gonna give it a little, yeah, we're gonna give it a little watch for the artistic niche of what they're gonna do. So let's go. Making it a little louder. Cool. So actually, if y'all are okay with this, we're kind of just going to go through the sections that are very different, like what you saw with the lamps, because the choreo is different because it has to be, right? So if you notice he's sitting down, where are you? I'm simply searching. The lamps are cool. They're kind of directing at him. Shout out to the cinematic, you know, whoever shot this and color graded it to where we can get this visual. One more time. So you have, I think it looks to be about 4. Yeah, and then you have, no, 3, and then you have them all branch up. So they're grabbing, it does give the impression that it's a little long, like there's an actual stick that they get to manipulate it with, which looks cool. They go, he twinkles it, and then there's more that come into the scene. And he goes and drops it down. So from there, they go down, up. Now the question is, I think this could be corded. I don't know if it's a stick, because they were able to swing it, is what you end up seeing here. They reset to the front. I love the crispness of that. Really nice seeing the shot. And then I like from here, they were able to they added more light. So the light that you see on my guy is not just coming from the lamps, it's coming from another light. Because if you notice from the other one, or unless they really color graded it, but looking here, that's about as much light as this guy is realistically getting. But they added extra light to make him look it's a little bit easier to see him. Like, this is really cool. But then they also are really close to him too. So it could be, you know, it could just be just the angles of the lamps on this. It just made him look way brighter in that moment because of how close they were. Could be that. The sky through the window is always hazy. Looks nice. They're in that little vinyl shop, which is fun. Who knew vinyls would come back into style? So all this we've already kind of seen. This was a really cool visual to see in the dance practice space, getting to appreciate the different opposing sides, which was nice. My heart is shouting. Let's see if they'll show it. Skin. That, do you see what I'm talking about? Do you see how awesome this is to be able to appreciate the depth of the formation? That's what the fixed cam wasn't showing. It was only showing the first 4 with your feature, and of course you saw there was depth behind it, but it wasn't as impactful as how they're reaching to this guy, because our vantage point is more on an aerial shot. So this is where like choreography versions can really showcase the beauty of certain formations that fixed cams can't, which is why I'm okay with watching this. This is no problem. Nice. One more time. Look at Nike sponsoring the knee pads. Maybe. In this world. Crates. And the fog's really a nice touch on this too. And notice too, like, we didn't get to see what's really going on behind him until we got the shot. So that's nice to see more depth behind there. You were really only catching my 2 guys and then the 2 in the front. So the fixed cam helped us appreciate the actual formation and how it looks realistically. But this one actually, I would say the choreo version in this case, which I don't say that often, so shout out to whoever made this. I'm able to appreciate the choreo more fully, when normally it's the fixed cam, I get to appreciate it more fully. So I like the fact that I get to see things in a certain vantage point that allows me to appreciate it the way that it was supposed to be shot, because that's how we were seeing it. Really cool. Yeah, that was nice. That was really, really crisp in that shot. I don't care. And also, you have to give credit for the fact that when you're really clean as a group, like, see, look again, aerial shot to appreciate the angle. Every time we saw it was there, which I felt disappointing in the fixed cam. Even there too, getting to see that. That was the second one. What was I saying? Oh Lord, I already forgot. This world. I cannot believe I forgot what I was thinking about. The reach was nice. Yeah, different. I was wondering if they were going to be able to get away with that cut the whole time. See, that shot looks really nice closer together too. Oh, look at that. Okay, so look at this shot right here. Because remember what I said. I mean, that whole little situation about that every other and this little skin part. Look, it's a different cut. You have your guy that's up top here, and now he's covered, and it's symmetrical on both sides now. But how they have it set up in the choreography, it's not that way. So look. Oh yeah, you see that cut? Oh Lord. Ah, I keep missing it, but I hope you're seeing what I'm seeing. That doesn't bother me, but I just find that so interesting that in this music video cut, it feels more symmetrical because of who you have in the back, but it's not symmetrical because you're not having it evenly on both sides, and you have a group of 9 is what it feels like, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah? Or is this a group of 8? I never counted. How many exist here in this group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 9. There's 9. Yeah. So fascinating. I'm still bothered that I forgot my entire point I made earlier that I was trying to make. One more time. Now the question is this going from nighttime to morning? Or after? I think this is from night to morning. Like, they stayed up all night to film this. This right here, that's a sunrise vibe. Do you know what I mean? Ooh, bless them. They must be so tired trying to get this shot. Oh, man. But this is really cool, though. Like, how they finished it out. They did a fantastic job on this cinematic, like, choreo version. And, okay, so we talked about this part, right? Okay, moving from there. What else did we do? Ah, I remember because it's the same part. So they have to be really clean. Yes, okay, they have to be really clean in order for a match cut to match like that. So whoever filmed it, they needed to make sure they were on top of it on the angle. But for them to be in the same formation, same staging and everything, for them to pull that, it's always impressive and always really nice to appreciate. So thank you to Ann team for being clean so we can appreciate this cut. And then also shout out to whoever filmed it because they had to be in the right place at the right time to get that as well. Okay, I'm so glad I remembered. It was going to bother me for so much. But yeah, I had a freaking blast watching this, and this is a very long video, but when are they not? Let's be honest. And it's always fun to look at a group. This is a newer group too, and being able to kind of like slowly go through their discography and really enjoy it makes it really fun for me, and knowing that there's people on Patreon that really want to advocate on behalf of a lot of fans to have me look at these means a lot, and I find this to be super fun. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. If you want to be like those that I've recommended and team to me, it would be Lauren and Jay. I have a tier on Patreon called In the Pocket, or a newer one on the flip side, where you get to guarantee requests sent in every single month like them, and I have such a blast. Like, when I say whoever recommends things to me on the Patreon side, when it's like quality, like straight up quality. I love it, and it's always been a hit, and this is of no exception. I'm so excited for the other two I'll be looking at this month, and I hope to see you around for it. Once again, my name is Jess, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.